Welcome back to the RRAR interview series. Joining us today is Tim McBrayer, the current president of RRAR, the 100th president in our 100th year of service. Tim has been on the board of directors for many years now. He's been the chair of many committees here with Raleigh Realtors, including RPAC, been the chair of the Realtor Giving Network. And Tim was the driving force behind many of the events and things that the association did this past year to honor our centennial year. Tim, welcome back to the interview series.
Thank you very much, Jay.
Tim, let's start. We're about to wrap up our centennial year, 2024. And as the 2024 president, tell us why it was important to you for us to honor our 100th year of service.
Well, let's start with the fact that not many people live to be 100 years old. Not many companies live to be 100 years old, and probably a lot of associations don't live to be 100 years old. So I thought that we should recognize that this is a very special occasion. A lot of people, members and staff, have come to the association. Started it back in 1924 with just 50 members, and now we have over 10,000. So I thought it was important to recognize the great efforts and all the great things that have been done here at the association over those 100 years, that so many members today don't realize all the changes that this association has gone through, all the great accomplishments that we've made, the trials and tribulations of our industry and our country that we have survived through and have gone through and come out better, stronger on the other side. I think as we look ahead and look at this year in the rearview mirror, we'll say the same thing about 2024. And we've had a lot of trials and tribulations this year for sure.
So
I just thought it was important to recognize it.
No,
I just thought it was important to recognize that, we have done a great thing to last and be stronger than ever here in 2024.
So you've had a lot of ideas about our centennial celebration even before 2024 began. Share with the other members some of the ideas that you've had during this whole time of how RRAR could celebrate our 100th anniversary.
Well, it wasn't just me. I don't want to take all the credit. We set up a Centennial Celebration Task Force. Past President Teresa Pitt did that and put me as chair. And we started working last year to come up with ways that we could recognize our 100th anniversary. A few I'll mention is we developed a flag with your help that now flies in front of our building, that will fly there, I guess, forever. And until we move to another location, if that ever happens, and then we'll fly it there.
And I bought 2 more just in case something happens to that one.
that's good, because you don't know, tornadoes and other bad weather and just time may cause us to have to use a new one. But it's something that people can see when they come to visit us, when they come for a realtor event. But we have other organizations that come and use our facilities. So I want them to know that this was, as we go into the future, this was a very special year for us. We had promotional items, whether they're koozies or they're coasters or they're special envelopes for when we're giving out information to people. We passed these things out at all of our events. We gave them to new members when they went through orientation. Again, we just wanted to stress that this is a very special year for us, because I've been at many meetings when I've said, do you realize that this is our 100th anniversary? And there might just be a few hands out of 50 to 100 people that are raised. Most people don't know. Hopefully more know now. But also wanted to recognize that in today's electronic world, that people get most of their information from the internet. And I wanted the Centennial Celebration Task Force wanted to make sure that we did something special on the web, and doing a digital publication where we could highlight all the 100-year history of our association, photographs, documents, videos, interviews like the one that you've been doing all throughout the month of December. And even before then with past presidents and other past leaders. It's something that future members and our current members can go and look at and just reflect on just how much has gone into building an association that can last for 100 years. And
go ahead.
no, just we've tried to do as much as we can to highlight that this is a very special year. And yeah.
I tell you, that part for me and my team personally, working on the digital book that we will share with members early in 2025. It's been a really unique and interesting process to learn about this association and all the changes and the great things that we've been able to work through and the great people that have helped make it up for 100 years. And I'm excited for us to share that with the rest of the membership once it's
well, and two other things that I definitely should mention. There's our time capsule. We're going to be burying that probably in the front, on the front walkway or under the front walkway sometime in 2025. We've been collecting a lot of ideas. I know you've been collecting a lot of material, and other members will be donating material before we are finished in putting it together. I made sure that we order a big one because in 100 years you can collect a lot of stuff, and a lot of people are suggesting things that I think we have room to put them in there. And the final thing I'll mention is the brick campaign. We stole this idea, if you will, from the Heck Andrews House, our NC Realtors building in downtown Raleigh, where RPAC bricks were sold to members to raise money for RPAC. And we've taken that idea. Now we're going to be doing that in, I think, an even bigger way, because our bricks in some cases will be much bigger. People will have the opportunity to leave a longer message. The text will be bigger, it'll be easier to read. But it's a way of introducing or reminding anyone that walks across our walkway to go into our building that, we've been around for 100 years, and there are a lot of people that feel privileged to have been a part of RRAR, either as a member, volunteer, who may have never gone into leadership, but just served on a committee. Maybe they were a chair or a vice chair, or they served on a task force. And then you have all our leaders, people served on the board, people that have been in exec, people that are privileged to be president like me this year. We'll have a chance to leave something behind for future generations of members to see and reflect upon, and it'll be something that over time we can add more bricks to the walkway. So it's not going to be a one-shot deal. So if you're watching this video, I hope you'll consider buying a brick.
Yeah, I think all those are really great ideas as far as a way to leave a mark, for all the things we've done. And when, people walk in the building from now until, we're not here anymore, those are all great ideas. The other part of it, all this sort of culminated earlier this month with the Centennial celebration that we had here at our building. So, Tim, I'll ask you, what was your key takeaways from this month's Centennial celebration?
Oh boy, that a lot of people wanted to come to it because we had, I think, over 300 people that were there. That the staff did an amazing job of decorating it to the nines. Our Centennial theme was out there front and center throughout the building. All the things that you had on stands, information about our different decades in conference room C, for those who know the building, was outstanding, because people could walk from decade to decade and see how we started and different things we went through as an association, and things that we introduced, new technology, new services, our building being built many years ago, introduction of the MLS, electronic lock boxes, you name it, past leaders. A lot of people are walking around looking at those posters, and that information will be on our website, and a lot of that information will also go into our time capsule. So I thought that was outstanding. And then
And
just being
real
able to
quick, those
get up.
posters, we're gonna have those posters up at the inaugural in January. So anybody who didn't get a chance to see them at the Centennial, we encourage you to come up to the inaugural, have them on display for that as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
But keep going about this.
And then for me, yeah, for me, in the end, it was a pleasure, an honor to have the opportunity to stand up there as the 100th president of the association and say a few words about how much I've enjoyed it and how much I felt honored and privileged to be the president, and to express my hope that more members will get involved and become a part of what RRAR does for all 10,000 plus members, and what we do for our community through RGN, the Realtor Giving Network, and how we protect private property rights and protect our members, our industry by our investments in RPAC. It's like a three-legged stool. Each one helps the other two keep the stool standing. I mean, we need all three. We need to give back to the community because there will always be people in need. We need to elect officials that are supportive of issues important to realtors and support private property rights, because that's how we protect the interests of our buyer and seller clients, not only today, but for years to come. So for me, it was an opportunity to say a few words and to express my gratitude. And I appreciated that.
Yeah, it was a great event. Like you said, everyone that I spoke with, really enjoyed it, and it was a nice way to cap off a big year for the association. Tim, I don't think anyone would argue that when it comes to the association, you're one of the most passionate people about RRAR. And you touched on it for just a moment in your previous response. But my question is, what message would you share with our membership when it comes to involvement with the association?
I would say that, first of all, I'm a realist. I know that out of 10,000 members, we're not going to have 10,000 of them to step up and get involved in something at RRAR. The great majority will never get involved. They just want to go about their day, doing their business, being with their family, doing whatever they want to do. And they will leave the running of our association and getting involved at the state level or the national level to somebody else. And that's okay. You don't need 10,000 people getting involved. We never get anything done. We have that many people involved. You need a smaller group of people that are actually doing the work of running the association and helping to provide the services. But you always need new people to be in that smaller group of volunteers. We always need new blood, as we say. And I hope when I talked at our celebration, and I hope going forward, people will continue to see the value in giving back. And it doesn't have to be necessarily giving of time. You can make donations to RGN or to RPAC. There are many ways that you can help us protect our industry, serve our communities here in the Triangle, and provide better services to our members, because we want our members to be better educated. We want to deliver value to our members as an association. But that takes members to step forward, some of them. And some of them, like me, find it very rewarding and very important personally to give back and to see our association grow and be providing exceptional value to our members, or ROI, as I used in my theme this year. But people should recognize that if they have time and they want to give back in some way, that we will find a place for them to help us serve our larger membership and serve our community. We want people to step up, and I hope people will continue to think about it. They may not be doing it today. It may be something that they want to do when they're further along in their career, because they need to concentrate on developing their career because they're brand new in the business, or they have young children at home. I mean, there are all kinds of reasons why people may say, I can't do it today. I just don't want them to say, I never want to do it. I want them to say, I think I might be able to do it down the road, in a few years. We just need more people to say, I want to give back, and we'll help find a way for them to give back.
I think that's well said, and you're a good ambassador to the membership, I think, for encouraging other members to get involved. So, Tim, we're getting ready to launch our next 100 years as an association. What's some things that you would like to see from Raleigh Realtors as we head into our next 100 years?
Well, I think we are very fortunate to have a new CEO, Danielle Claremont, as the leader of the association from the staff side. First of all, she has an excellent staff to begin with, and she inherited one, and she, I think, is going to make our staff stronger. I think she is going to do things from a structural standpoint and a motivational standpoint, an educational standpoint, to make the staff more productive, to keep them focused on doing a great job as they have been doing, but to do an even better job in the future, just as we all want to do a better job for our association, me included. I'm not going to stop giving back, and I want to work with Danielle and the other members of the staff as a past president and just as a member when I'm no longer in leadership, to try to do what I can to continue to help make RRAR stronger. So for me, it's just having this initial sense that things are only going to get better. Things are only going to get better in terms of education. We call it professional development, in terms of community service, in terms of the different committees being better focused and doing more with the members that choose to be on those committees and task forces to increase our global presence. We have over 76 languages spoken in our public schools. We have a lot of people from a lot of countries that live here and that are moving here from those countries, that are investing. Even though they may stay in those countries, they're still investing here. And so we want to increase our global presence. We've already won the Diamond Award from NAR for our global initiatives. We believe in developing everything we can in terms of all aspects of our association: professional development, advocacy through RPAC, and government affairs. That's what we used to call it. Now it's Government Issues and Policy Committee. We have a new, we still call them Government Affairs Director, a new Government Affairs Director who joined our staff less than a month ago, and she's already paying dividends for us. She's very bright and has a great background. I look forward to great things that she's going to do. And I just have a good feeling about the direction we're going. And I know that in all areas of what RRAR gets involved with, either for its members or for the community or for the industry, that we're going to continue to grow and be better and be stronger and be more valued to our members because of the steps that we're being taken right now and in the days to come. I'm very confident.
I feel good about it as well. Here's to another great 100 years.
That's right. That's right. I won't be around 100 years from now. I don't think you will either. I don't think anyone watching this video is going to be around in 100 years, but who knows?
Who knows? Maybe this video will, and then like it'll be a testament that they can use for the bicentennial. All right, Tim, final question for you here today. As we get to the end of your term here, what are going to be some of your favorite memories from your time as president of RRAR?
Well, let's start with my inauguration. Having Lee Brown giving me a hard time on stage in front of several hundred people about not wearing my RPAC pin, that's going to be a memorable thing. Having my wife pin me there on stage, being with me, having my two daughters and our best friends there with us, having members of my William C. Bass leadership class, NC Realtors leadership class from 2019 there in attendance, having other people from across the state that are friends that I know through CRS and other ways I've been involved with the state association there as a guest. Having, I mean, a lot of memories from the inaugural. It was a great, great time for me, as it is, I'm sure, for every president who's starting their presidency that night. Obviously, raising the flag, the Centennial flag, I think that was a special moment. We had a lot of directors there that day. The trivia contest night, trivia night for RPAC, those are always fun. We have hundreds of people there, raised a lot of money for RPAC. The RPAC 5K run that I did, actually it was a 5K walk for me. Some people might have run, I didn't run. I jogged a little bit, but I did that 3 times, once to map it out and then 2 more times. And I would have done it 2 more times, but other people chickened out and weren't willing to run with me. So I'm going to have to work on that in the future. And I know who those people are. Just all the events that we've done this year, they've all been great. The ability, I tell you what, the ability to go to every committee meeting, every task force that I set up, and just thank the people there for being member volunteers and for the work that they're doing for the association as their president this year. That was special to me. And then finally being involved in finding and hiring Danielle, and going to some of the staff meetings, coming up with the RRAR Award, which you were the first recipient of, I might add. And so, you know, just things that I've tried to do for the staff to make them know that we appreciate them. Bring the board together on 2 occasions where we could get to know each other as people, not, you know, in an official setting. Once at my neighborhood and once at President-elect, now President-elect, but currently Secretary Treasurer Frank DeLandre's house in the summer, and then had the exec staff, including Danielle and her partner, at my house for dinner earlier this month. All of those things have been moments that I will always remember because they were special to me, because I had the honor and privilege to be the president this year. So yeah, a lot of good memories.
I was just going to say 2024 for this association has been a memorable one for sure. And we have you to thank for that in large part. But, you know, there's plenty of other people that helped both from a member and a staff perspective. But, you know, as president of our centennial year, you were had a big hand in making this a memorable year. So I will thank you for the time today, and thank you for your leadership this year in 2024, and thank you for your years of service to the association.
It's been an honor. Thank you, Jay.
All right. Thank you, Tim.